if you've been around me for a while, if you've been in the community for a while, you know that we're constantly trying to improve our processes, smooth things out. And this week, because we had the webinar last night, I wanted to be super prepared. So I actually prepared for today on Wednesday, and this morning, it just felt so weird because I had already gotten everything ready. Normally on Friday mornings, I'm scrambling and trying to get everything ready. And so I don't know. So it was like I just kept thinking this is going a little too well. This is going a little too smoothly. And sure enough, now we had technical difficulties. All right, so a couple of announcements. Um, Next week, we are going to be on Zoom again. Maybe we'll always be on Zoom. I don't know. We got to figure that out. But next week, we'll be on Zoom again because I'm going to be traveling. Speaking of traveling, not today, but last week in the newsletter and also in the Facebook group, I asked about people in Seattle. I really want to do some kind of a live get together in the Seattle area the first week in July. So I'm going to be there anyway, and I just thought that it would be nice to get together. I would love to know who you are. So if you are in the Pacific Northwest area, you want to get together, raise your hand, not in this because we'll forget, but email support@acadian.com or comment in the locker room on the one that has the Space Needle so I can have everybody together. We're going to start a little group, and I'm interested to know if we got together, we had this live event, what would it be? Like, what would be the most valuable to you? And I could conceive of, I mean, depending on how this goes, I travel all the time. And so it would be fun to, like, whenever I travel, do something like this. So I can imagine like having little pop-ups, all around the country. Um, but I want to know like what's going to be valuable to you that like if we did that, would it just be like a social hangout kind of a thing? Like we have dinner, we talk. Would it be some kind of a live training? Like I would love, love, love to do a live training because I miss that so much. But I don't know like what could we do in a day? I mean, you could get your level 1 cert in a day. We could do a live that, but I think a lot of you already have the level 1 cert. So I don't know. I'm interested in ideas. I want to hear from you about that. And then the other thing is that if you missed it last night, we had a follow-up webinar to the webinar that we did 2 weeks ago, launching the Bookkeeping Accelerator. And the reason we had this follow-up is because we had, we did the first one, and then we had all these questions that people were asking that we didn't have time to go into on the first one. And so we did another one last night where we dug deeper into those questions that people had specifically, which was around it was around like how to the best way to reach out to CPAs, what the CPAs are looking for when how they react when you tell them you're a bookkeeper and all of that. So I think I gave you, Joel, the link to the replay if you want to watch that last night. At the very end of the call last night, we talked about AI because the reason this came up, I think it would not have come up if I hadn't accidentally done this, but we had put a bullet point on one of the slides that said something like AI proof, future proof yourself against AI, something like that. And so at the very end of the call, I talked about how I see the future of bookkeeping in relation to AI, because yes, AI is going to take away some aspects of your job, but there are other aspects that it's not going to take away. And you should, if you are scared of AI, you need to get over it and embrace it and learn how to use it. And so we're actually today going to talk about how you can use AI right now to help position yourself, help build your business. So before we do that, let me do my little intro for the folks at home. Just kidding. For the folks on YouTube, so you know, like, wow, what did you just stumble on? Let me do my intro. We'll get into like the whole exercise, and then we'll wrap up by talking about how you can, now you have this skill that we're going to talk about, and how you can use AI to promote yourself. Okay, so let's dig into sharing my screen. Okay. All right, hopefully, oh, this is oh, Zoom. I'm so not used to this. I mean, I guess I just have to get over it. But anyway, so all right, so if you are new here, if this is your first time, if you are if you have stumbled on this on YouTube, then let me just tell you a little bit where you are. When I did that, my chat. All right, so here we go. All right, so hello, my name is Margie Remmers-Davis, and I'm the founder and CEO of Acadian Accounting Education. And this is the weekly live stream that we have inside our free Facebook group called the QBO Gym Locker Room. So when you join the QBO Gym Locker Room, totally free. This is not a students only Facebook. We welcome everybody. If you are a US-based bookkeeper, accountant, we welcome you into this group. This is your spot for hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. And hands-on practice is what we are all about here. It's what we are all about. So anyway, so as a member of the locker room, you get a free QBO Quick Start course. So this course, as soon as you join the locker room, we ask you for your email address, and this is why, so we can send you your free QBO Quick Start course. Is going to teach you how to get your free QBO accountant account, what makes the accountant account different from the regular QBO subscriptions that business owners get, how to navigate workflows, terminology, and of course, hands-on practice, actually using it in the sample company, how to access the sample company, what the sample company is, all that good stuff is in your QBO Quick Start course, absolutely free just by being a member of the locker room. Also, you have access to over 100 free exercises. So in addition to the, I don't know, 6, 8, 10, I can't remember, that are in the in the course, the QBO Quick Start course, you also have access to over 100 free exercises to help get you used to QuickBooks Online. People are always asking where to find the exercises. And they are pinned in the featured section. So you can use the tab here, or you can see there should be a tile here that says featured, and there's a post here that says welcome to the locker room. By the way, this was also emailed to you. So if you did not get the email for some reason, if you don't have access to your free course, if you don't have these all these instructions with all your links and all that good stuff, then obviously check your spam, junk folder, etc. But also email, if you still can't find it, email us at support@acadian.com. Oh my gosh, this is what Joel meant by the chat. The the chat distracts me because you guys are hilarious. So I love you, Oogie, and you know that I do. Okay, so so um and so anyway, so you're free. This is where you get your free exercises. Okay. Also, as a member of the locker room, you get to participate live in this live stream. I've started calling it Locker Room Live because that's what it is. It's our free live stream. You get to come participate, make jokes with me in the chat, get your questions answered, all that kind of good stuff. You can do that live only if you're in the locker room. If you're watching this recording on YouTube, what are you doing? You need to be live in the group. Okay. All right. And then also, so we have this every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. We get together and we go over an exercise of the week. So by the way, you also get a free exercise of the week. Woohoo! The exercise of the week is actually part of our paid course. So everything I've talked about so far, free, free, free. But we have a free course that is available called the QBO Gym. Okay, so the locker room, free group. Gym itself is a paid product. And the QBO Gym is a it is a simulated environment of actually being a bookkeeper. So if you have ever said to yourself that, oh, I wish that I could be an intern for somebody and like see what bookkeeping is actually like, or I wish I could shadow somebody, or you've said I can't get a job without experience and I can't get experience without a job, right? But this is experience. You get to be a bookkeeper for an entire year. You can actually do 2 years. And where you are a bookkeeper for a fictitious business owner, it doesn't take you an entire year to get through it. Every month is about 3 or 4 hours, which is average for for a simple client. You would spend 3 or 4 hours working on their books. So this is like having your first client. And throughout the year, all sorts of things happen to him that you then have to record in the books. Anyway, so that is the QBO Gym. All of the QBO Gym is everything that you do in the QBO Gym. Oh, and I started to say it doesn't take a whole year to get through. Each month takes about 3 or 4 hours. So you can actually get an entire year's worth of experience in about 42 real-time hours. So everything that you do in the gym filters through to Booksmatch, which is our proprietary dashboard. So Booksmatch, we had people like using the gym and doing all this cool stuff, and they were they were like kicking butt, taking names and verifying all these skills and upskilling their knowledge. And we were like, we want to show this off to the world. We want the world to know how amazing you guys are. So we developed what we call Booksmatch, which is an opportunity for business owners, accounting firms, people that are hiring bookkeepers to come and find the best bookkeepers in the world, which is you guys. So so they can sign up for Booksmatch, and then they have a list of all of the talent where you guys are all ranked. Number 1 today is William. Boom, boom. I don't know if William's on the call, but woohoo, William. William has verified 509 skills in QBO Gym. We divide everything up by skill group. So we've got these 10 different skills, and you can click on any of the skill groups and you can see what specifically he's been working on. We set this up. I mean, it's good because you can track yourself. So in fact, down here under group comparison, we have the total The dark one is William, and then the gray one is the average of everybody else. So you can compare yourself. But we also use this to rank you, which is how when people use that talent finder, they can find you. And we track 3 specific things. The first one is the total number of skills. So as we mentioned, William has verified 509 skills here. That puts him top, so he's excellent. And and that is like his entire time in the gym. His entire time in the gym. That's how many skills he has verified. But we don't want to put people who are brand new at a disadvantage. I don't know how long William has been in the gym. He could have been in the gym for years, and we don't want him to appear better than somebody who just started. We want to give the brand new people an opportunity to catch up. Okay, so we also measure speed, which is this one right here. Speed is not about how quickly you can do an exercise, but it's how many skills you have verified in 1 week. So somebody who is brand new is going to move through it quickly and get a lot of skills in the beginning. And so it balances those out. The most important metric, however, is this one, which is the consistency. Because we developed this with a recruiter, and she said that her number one frustration was reaching out to people who were no longer looking. And so she actually wanted us to create a little button that you had to like push every week to say, yes, I'm still available. Yes, I'm still available. Yes, I'm still available. We thought every week was a little excessive. And we thought that, hey, why make them click a button? Why not make them actually do an exercise and actually upskill? So that's what we're tracking. We want to make sure that you have added a skill at least once every 14 days, and that raises your consistency, and that's the highest. Actually, that's weighted more than the other 2. Okay, but in order to have high consistency, you have to do an exercise every week. And if you've been in the gym for a really long time, eventually you're going to run out of exercises. So that's why we created the exercise of the week. And the bonus is that we get to share it with you guys. So if you guys are here live on the call, then you get to do the exercise of the week with us. So the exercise of the week is a separate course in your dashboard. It's unlocked once you have earned 250 points in the gym. Those points are not the same as the total skills, because the number of your skills doesn't always match your points, but you can find out how many points you have by clicking this little drawer when you're in the gym, and it'll show you. I'm an admin, so I got 0 points. But it'll show you how many points. And once you have 250, then it unlocks the exercise a week. Why don't we unlock it earlier? Because you don't need it. You've got so many others. You've got so many other stuff, so much other stuff to work on in the gym. You don't need the exercise a week. It's really designed for the people who have just done so much work that they need it. So, but by being on this call live with us, you get the exercise totally free. You don't have to have a subscription to the gym. You don't have to have unlocked exercise of the week. All you have to do is show up live on this call, and we give you the exercise, which Joel is going to post in the chat here momentarily. Okay. All right. So what is the exercise of the week? Now, we talked about this. We talked about this briefly. This was in a couple weeks ago. Account numbers was in an exercise we did a couple of weeks ago. And I said at the time, I don't have time to actually explain account numbers. We're just going to do this other thing. Okay. And so now today we're going to talk about account numbers. These live streams rotate. This year we are rotating topics. So once a month, we are focused on a level 1 skill, level 1, so meaning that it corresponds with the level 1 Pro Advisor certification. Every month, once a month, we do a level 2. Once a month, we do something from the accelerator, and once a month we're trying to get a niche training going. We have plans to have a niche training next week, so I'm excited about that. Hopefully, I guess I'll let the cat out of the bag and tell you that we're hoping that it's going to be Shopify. And because I know everyone is like, oh, I want e-commerce and Shopify, so badly. Well, we're hoping that that's what it's going to be. Knock on wood, send up all your good vibes and prayers with like whatever you do for like good juju in the universe. So hopefully we're going to have that all set up and ready to do Shopify next week. And then once is so level 1 accelerator, level 2 a niche training, and then when there is a fifth Friday, Corey is going to come in and do a cleanup exercise. So she was here last week, and not last week, but January 31st, so a couple weeks ago. She was here and she was so sick and she hid it. She didn't even tell me. She didn't even try and cancel or anything. She came on. She's a trooper, so make sure you give Corey Jankowski some love. All right. So anyway, so we talked about account numbers a couple weeks ago, just in passing. And I wanted to spend some more time talking about it today. In fact, I'm going to turn off my screen share just because I don't want you to get distracted. It would have been nice if I had my act together. I thought that remember how I said I thought I had my act together? But I probably should have done like a whiteboard or slideshow or something to like help talk about this. This is on my mind for a couple of reasons. One is that it's in the accelerator, which by the way, if you guys are new, you don't know about the accelerator, we just launched it last week or 2 weeks ago. I mentioned the replay from last night. Joel can put the link in the chat so you guys know what the accelerator is, but it is designed to take you from knowing nothing about bookkeeping to be an advanced elite bookkeeper that accountants and CPAs love and want to hire. Okay, so everything in the course is designed to teach you bookkeeping and accounting at a really deep level, so you really understand accounting principles and you understand what the accountants are looking for on the other end. Okay, so on the other side. Brenda says, when will we have access to year 2025 exercise of the week? If you're unlocked for exercises at all, you should have 2025. So if you don't, then that's an issue. So yeah, right into support if you don't have 20. If you had 2024 unlocked, you should absolutely have 2025 unlocked. So yeah, if you're not seeing it, then that's an issue. Anyway, so going back to the accelerator. So we talked about so we prepare the books in the way that the accountants want to receive them. Okay, so that's like the entire focus of the accelerator. And we have put together a tax advisory council. There are a couple of dozen of CPAs, accountants, EAs, tax preparers who advise us, who we ask questions of. Some of them you've seen interviews with on YouTube. We're going to be doing more and more of those. Anyway, so I asked our our advisory council, I said, is account numbers a thing that you really, really want in the books? And overwhelmingly they said yes, absolutely. But here's the thing, is that the account numbering system is so different across, like, everybody has their own system. There are as many numbering systems as there are accountants. However, it follows a specific, there is a specific structure that they all follow. Okay. So write this down. Write this down because I didn't make any slides and I don't know how to use the whiteboard in this. So you're just going to have to write down. Okay. So account numbers, assets always start with a 1. They always start, assets always start with a 1. Liabilities always start with a 2. I hope I'm saying this right. I looked it up right before I left, but right before I came in here, but I didn't bring my paper in. Assets, liabilities, equity, the number always starts with a 3. Then income. Oh, somebody opened the whiteboard. I don't know how to. Okay. I don't want to mess with that because I don't know how to do it. All right. So assets 1, liabilities 2, equity 3, income 4, and then cost of goods sold. Okay. So income 4, cost of goods sold 5. Then after that, so then 6s is when we start with like expenses and all this other stuff. And even cost of goods sold is kind of on the border. Some like could change that. But the reason that they, oh, good, Lindsay says you're right on track. Okay, good. Phew. But the reason that they do this, the reason that they number accounts is so that they can keep it, they can order it the way they want to order it in the chart of accounts, which then reflects onto the reports. So they can run reports and have things group in a certain way. So we go deep into this concept of account numbers in the accelerator. Okay. Today is not an accelerator course or today an exercise. Today is a level 1 exercise. And in level 1, QBO or Intuit wants you to know, Intuit wants you to know how to turn on account numbers, how to add account numbers, because it's not automatically defaulted as on. So currently in the sample company, there are no account numbers, but you can turn them on. This is one of the first things actually in level 1, in the level 1 course that you have to know for the test. Okay, good. Mark has put those. Thank you, Mark. Once you get to those 6,000s though, that like, again, there's as many structures, like numbers, as there are accountants. Okay. The assets always start with the 1, liabilities always start with a 2, equity always starts with a 3, incomes always starts as a 4. And that once we get to that spot, it's kind of up for grabs. The 5 series is usually cost of goods sold, but not always. And then once you get after that and you have expenses, other income, other expense, like all of that, it's going to be different. Like it's going to be different based on the accountant preferences, based on industry standards. I found when I was working on this for the accelerator, I found a company that publishes a chart of accounts that they say all construction companies should use this specific chart of accounts. Is that true? I don't know, but they have like their own numbering system, so it's all going to be different. But those first four are the ones that are really important. So anyway, so Intuit for the level 1 test wants you to know how to add account numbers. And so that's the exercise that we're going to do today. We're pulling it from the level 1 course. And we're going to talk about some quirks of the sample company. If you were on that call the other day when we figured out this weird quirk, then then yeah, anyway, you'll know what I mean. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Accelerator has, yeah. All right, everyone's chatting about it. Yes. Okay, good. All right, so let me share my screen again. Let's do this. Stop talking and start doing. That's what I love. I am an action taker. Okay. All right, so Joel has, why does my chat disappear when I do that? Okay, so Joel has put it in the chat. I think you can do it again because I've been talking for a while. If you have the gym and you have the exercise of the week unlocked, make sure that you use the link that's here, okay? That you use the link that's here, and then when you're done, click that you finished it, okay? That's the only way that you get Booksmatch credit, okay? If you don't have Booksmatch, if you don't have our products, like whatever, then you can use the link that is in the chat. Joel just dropped it in there, okay? All right, so we're going to be talking about adding account numbers. Okay, so here's our scenario. Craig's new accountant has asked you to set up account numbers for a few of his major balance sheet accounts as follows: checking account, savings account, accounts receivable. What kind of accounts are these? I will let you put it in the chat. I think because we're on Zoom, there's not as much of a delay. What kind of account are checking account? There we go, Christina. Yes. Checking account, savings account, accounts receivable. Those are all asset accounts. Okay. And as you know, as you'll learn in the accelerator, and if you don't know this already, accounts receivable, even though we don't actually have that money, in accrual accounting, we count it as if we did have that money. Okay. So accounts receivable means that customers owe us money, okay? But in accrual accounting, we consider it as ours already. All right, so we're going to set up these 3 account numbers. We're going to load the sample company. We have instructions here for loading it inside your QBOA account, but we created a fun little tool, acadian.com/QBOA. Joel will put that in. Ooh, Brenda, extra points, normal balance debit. Right on, girl. Yes. Yes. Way to be an overachiever. All right. Yes, the normal balance. This is an important thing that you always have to know, is what the normal balance is of each of the types of accounts. That's super important. Right on. Okay. Brenda says bookkeeping accelerator. Yep, that's right. Okay. All right. And yep, so now we're going to load the sample company. Okay, so now we've got the sample company loaded. And we are going to notice here, important, the sample company is very finicky when trying to add account numbers. Make sure you start with a fresh copy of the sample company, log out, then log back in before starting this exercise. We don't have to worry about that because I'm going to show you a workaround. And we're going to put it in this exercise. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the exercise. So what we're going to do, why is this so big? You know what bugs me about Zoom? One of the things that bugs me about Zoom is I cannot see what you see. In Ecamm, I can see like I have a window that shows me what you are seeing. So I know like if my head is in the way or if if it's not big enough or like oh man, I just need to what was it somebody said embrace Zoom. Yes, maybe I need to do that. Okay. All right. So anyway, so from here, so we're going to click the gear icon, but I want to point out that this exercise, notice that it has a little button that says guide me. This button appears when you are using Google Chrome and have the Google Chrome extension called Scribe installed. Scribe is what we use for all of our exercises. You'll notice here it says Scribe, AI documentation, SOPs, and screenshots is probably what it says there. So when you install this Google Chrome extension, it looks like this little guy. If you have it pinned, you see this little guy. And when you have that, then when you are on one of our exercises, you'll see this guide me button. And if you click it, and then you have to confirm, magic happens. And they put the exercise on the right and the sample company on the left. So it's smushed together so you can see them together. Is it important to use the QBO for the sample company? I don't know what you mean by that. There are multiple versions of the sample company. You can use any of them for this exercise. So I don't know what you mean, but today, the locker room is all about practicing in QBO. So yes, we're using QBO. All right, so here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, so we're gonna go to the gear icon because we have to turn on the account numbers. So I'm gonna go to account and settings. And then I'm going to click advanced. And then you'll notice in the chart of accounts section right here, it says enable account numbers. Now we're going to see what happens here. So I'm going to, if you're new to QBO, then you might not know that when you're in under account and settings, you'll notice as I move my cursor that there's like these little mini sections. And in order to make changes, you have to open up and make this little section editable. And they have the pencil icon here. You can click the pencil icon, but really you just have to click anywhere in here. And then you can see how it makes it editable so you can change it up. Yeah, so you can make edits, okay? So here I am. I'm going to turn on enable account numbers. Now we'll see what happens. Now there is, okay. Let me read this part here. It says, when we select show account numbers, so this right here part, okay, it will show the numbers in your chart of accounts. And I know you're thinking to yourself, well, why would I turn it on if I weren't going to show it, right? So the difference is the way that it's supposed to be is that the account numbers are just for you. And when you turn it on, show account numbers, they show up in reports. Okay, so you can still use them and access them like as the bookkeeper, but they wouldn't show up in reports unless you have the show account numbers turned on. Okay, so one of our beta testers discovered that this show account numbers is what was making things finicky. Okay, remember I said earlier that using account numbers in the sample company is finicky. So sometimes it doesn't work. And what I'm doing today is going over like the workarounds for when it doesn't work. So we're going to try her way and see if this works. We're going to keep this off. So don't check this quite yet, even though the instructions say to do so. Okay. So now I'm going to click Save, and then I'm going to click Done. Now, before I go anywhere, I'm going to open up that chart of accounts again, go to Account and Settings and Advanced, and I want to make sure that it took. So it did. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and show account numbers and save and click Done. And then one more time, I'm going to check it. Account and Settings, Advanced, and it says on. All right, so we'll see if it really is. So we're going to go now load the chart of accounts. There's a number of ways to get there. I tend to always use the gear icon. I'm just going to select chart of accounts and let's see. Well, today it worked. So I don't know whether it worked before. I'd be curious to know if it worked for you guys. If you guys just followed this along right now and you do not see a new column here that says number, then let me know in the chat. Lindsay says it worked. Claire says it did not work the first time. Esther, it worked. So Claire, is it working now? I kept getting the Craig message, but it showed me the column number anyway. Oh, so Claire says it is working now. Okay. All right. It worked for me the second time I tried. Okay. All right. So another thing that you can do if what I just showed you doesn't work is you can uncheck it and save it, and then magically it works. I discovered that accidentally if you go back a few weeks ago on this very live stream, and I was trying to do account numbers and it didn't work, and I was like, well, what happens if I uncheck it? And then it magically worked. Okay. So so Claire says that's what she did. So I don't know what's up, guys, but anyway, so sometimes what happens is that it will say number here. And then let me just check if I create a new account. Sometimes it will create the number here, but it won't create the field here. If that happens to you, what you can do is this little pencil tool is the batch edit tool. We're going to do this in the actual exercise. And here's where you would put the number. So you can put the number here, even if when you go to edit the account. So I'm going to edit the account. If this field doesn't show up, then you can still use that batch edit. All right, so I think we're all working. So let's go ahead. I'm going to close this so there's more room here. So let's go back to the exercise now that we kind of like understand the different workarounds and stuff. And Sherry says, I kept getting the Craig message. So the Craig message is, it says something like, you and Craig are working in the account at the same time. You need to log out or something like that. The weird thing is that in the sample company, you are Craig. So the fact that it says you and Craig are working at the same time is kind of ridiculous. But anyway, that's what she means by the Craig message. Okay. So now to catch us up in the actual exercise, here we are. We are just above step 11. There are two ways to assign the numbers to the accounts. Let's start with how to edit the accounts individually. In the action column of the checking account row, click the down arrow. So here's the checking account row. I'm going to click the down arrow. And then step 13, I'm going to click edit. This is what I was just showing you. Oh, look, here is an old style picture. Who do I have on my, who on the live stream is on the ACES team? If you're on the ACES team, please note this, and we need to grab a new picture. So I know there are a couple of you. For those of you who don't know, ACES are Acadian Course Excellence, and we have a team of people who are like, that's what they do, is they go and fix these little things for us. So anyway, so the picture is a little bit different, but the account number is right here. And so now we're going to enter the account number. This is the checking account, 10200. Remember, that was the number that we got from the accountant. Thank you, Jane. Alrighty. And then we're going to click save. Okay. So I want you to notice this right here. Okay. So this is the actual number, and this is the name that appears on the account. Okay. This number right here is what that second checkbox in the chart of accounts does. Is it puts it as part of the name so that it shows up on reports versus having it just be an internal number. Okay, if you unchecked it, you would just see the word checking, but you would still see the number here. Okay, that's what that setting is for. In fact, I think I cover that exactly. I think I cover that. Because you selected show account numbers, the number will appear as part of the account name. See, I quoted myself. Okay. So now the other way to add account numbers is to use the batch edit. This is a lot easier. I mean, you don't have to do individually. So you click that little pencil, in case you missed it. It's right here. That's little pencil right here. And now we can add the other numbers. So we're going to add for savings, 10300 savings, and then accounts receivable, 11000. Okay, so that was step 17. And now we can click save. Whew, where's my save button? Oh, it's at the top. Save. Okay, and that is the exercise. So I'm going to close this. And you can see, well, let's go ahead and run a pop quiz. What report are these asset accounts going to show up on? All my accelerator students better ace that. Balance sheet, right on. Okay, so let's go to the reports and let's go to the balance sheet and see what happened here. Now we have the numbers there. Okay. All right. So that is account numbers. We use those. Accountants use them to keep things ordered, to be able to find exactly what they're looking for. They are going to be different. There's a general structure that they have, but and the general structure is just basically the first four numbers. 5 is fairly standard cost of goods sold, but not always. And then after that, it's really up to the accountant. So you can, when you can reach out to the accountant, one of the things we teach you in the accelerator is how to reach out to the accountant when you first get a client. But that's one of the things you can say is, hey, would you like me to set up account numbers? Does it matter to you? If they say yes, great. Do you have a numbering system, that you prefer? Or then, anyway, so you can do that. All right. So one of the things that we do in the gym and with the exercise of the week. I'm going to stop my screen share for a second so I'm not so tiny. One of the things that we do, that we provide you in both the exercise of the week and in the gym proper, are marketing prompts. The reason that we provide marketing prompts is because I just kept hearing from all of my students, I know I'm supposed to post on social media, but I don't know what to say. And I kept thinking, how do you not know what to say? Like, you're learning something new every day. Just share what you've learned. So I started adding marketing prompts. When you're in the regular gym, you actually earn marketing prompts. As you go through it, then you unlock these marketing prompts that are related to like what you just learned. In the exercise of the week, though, we give you a marketing prompt for every exercise of the week. So, and if you're on this call live, you get today's marketing prompt. It's another advantage of being with us here live. So in the exercise of the week, so right here, so we just clicked this, and here is the bonus marketing prompt, okay? So you just learned about adding account numbers. Here's a sample post. We call them QBO Quick Tips. We want you to position yourself as an expert in QuickBooks Online. And so you can do that by posting a couple of times a week a QBO Quick Tip so that people know that you are an expert in QBO. So here's an example. Want to keep your accountant happy and your books tax ready? Adding account numbers to your chart of accounts makes reports clearer, reduces confusion, and ensures everything is categorized correctly. A little setup now can save a lot of headaches later. Need help? Just say the word. Okay? So that is the marketing prompt. You can create a little template for your QBO Quick Tips, and you can post it on social media. Now, I started this call by talking about AI. Listen to the replay from last night at the very end when I talk about the impact of AI on the industry. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about right now is how you can use AI to your advantage. Okay, one of the things that we teach, so you can sign up today right now. For every month we have a Getting Clients cohort where you can join with fellow Acadian students who are learning how to position themselves as an expert. We teach you how to set up your LinkedIn profile, how to use Canva to create our logo and a fun like branded QBO Quick Tip template. We teach you like one of the key struggles that people have is getting over themselves. Like people have so much fear of stepping out and waving their flag to tell people that they're a bookkeeper. So we have part of the group is having this shared goal of all of us like getting over ourselves in a very safe environment. And so part of the Getting Clients challenge, or part of the Getting Clients cohort, is that as a group together, linking arms, encouraging, lifting each other up, and just step by step getting yourself out there. So, and we teach you how to get over yourself and have encouragement, support, all that stuff. Joel posted the link in the chat. Thank you, Joel. But one of the things that we want you to do is we want you to post on social media. And if you're a subscribed member of the gym, if you come to these weekly calls, we're going to give you those marketing prompts. But guess what? When I wrote this marketing prompt that we have for today, which was, you can see it in the chat. I could share my screen. I'll share my screen again. Okay. This prompt right here, I actually used ChatGPT to write that prompt. And I've given Joel to put in the chat. You can see exactly what I said to ChatGPT in order to get the prompt. Okay, so it took a couple of tries. Right here. Okay, So I started by saying, I write exercises so that people can become familiar with QBO, and I pasted in the link to the exercise that we just did. Okay. And then I said, then I write a QBO Quick Tip so my students can help market themselves. Here's the one I wrote that matches that exercise. Oh, I posted the one, not today's exercise. I started by giving it an example of the style that I use. Okay, so I posted a link from last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. And then I posted the matching QBO Quick Tip so that they could see kind of like my style and the length of it and what I was going for, that kind of thing. So that's what I did. I said, here's one I wrote. Okay. And then I said, can you write a similar QBO Quick Tip for my most recent exercise? And so then I pasted the one we just did, the exercise that we just did. I posted it in here. And it came up with this first one right here. Okay. The first one, it says, QBO Quick Tip, struggling to keep your chart of accounts organized? Adding account numbers can make a world of difference. Not only does it help with consistency and reporting, but it also makes finding accounts a breeze. Want to get your COA in order? I can help, just say the word. Now, I'm going to ask you, do you think that that's a good QBO Quick Tip? I would love to. I mean, you can read obviously what I said to ChatGPT. I did not think it was. Why didn't I think it was a good? Why didn't I think it was a good QBO Quick Tip? I'm going to wait. This is important. This is important for you guys to understand and know. I'll wait. I will wait. Kelly says they may not know what a COA is. Good. That's a good. Uyi says it does not show how important it is to business owners. Good. Sherry says there's no hook. Business owners don't care about numbers. Bingo. Yes. They don't care about struggling to keep your chart of accounts organized. No, not a single business owner is struggling to keep their chart of accounts organized. That is not a thing. They do not care about that, right? They don't care. They care about, if they're a plumber, they care about plumbing, right? Yes, exactly. It's not worth their time. Yes. Business owner, Tara says business owners only focus on their business. Yes, exactly. Chris says it needs to. This is why, when I talked last night in the replay about the future of bookkeepers, okay, I talked about nuance, okay? ChatGPT is great. AI is great for a lot of things. And very soon it will, in fact, eliminate a lot of what we do. In fact, my business coach said 2 weeks ago, said that by 2030, 63% of all current jobs will be eliminated. Okay. That's only 5 years from now. The thing that is all of the things that are automated, like surface level, anybody could do it, like those kinds of things are going to be eliminated. Yes. But what we as humans add is the nuance, is the understanding. Like the ChatGPT doesn't know. They don't know that what business owners care about and don't care about. Yes. Esther says it's a useful tool, but it's a human that needs to input what it needs to output. Yes, you have to guide it. You have to guide it. Okay. So I responded to ChatGPT And I said, I love it, but business owners don't care about keeping their chart of accounts organized. Can you include a compelling reason why they should do so? Okay. So then it came up with another one. So it says, QBO Quick Tip, want to speed up bookkeeping and avoid costly mistakes? Adding account numbers to your chart of accounts makes data entry, reporting, and tax prep way easier, helping you save time and stay compliant. Need help setting it up? Just say the word. All right. Was this one good? No, it still was not good. I'm not going to quiz you because we're, getting toward the end here, but it still was not good because it's still like having account numbers does not speed up bookkeeping and avoid costly mistakes. If you are a good bookkeeper, you know that. You know that it is not going to speed up bookkeeping and avoid costly mistakes. Like that is not the purpose of the chart of accounts. But I mean, it's not the purpose of account numbers. Okay. So I had to refine it even more. I don't know that it really does that. It's more about making it readable for your accountant. Can you spin it that way? Okay. And it did. Want to keep your accountant happy and your tax books ready? That's the whole reason. Boom. Yes, that's the reason why we add numbers to the chart of accounts. And I know some of you are in the accelerator, you know that like that's the thing that I hammer home, right? Everything we do to make it easier for the people who come after us. Okay. So anyway, all right. Oh, Chris says, I love that you included this entire example of using ChatGPT to create this message. It's so helpful to see your process in doing this. Aw, thanks, Chris. Okay, so anyway, so I wanted to show you that. So getting clients cohort, you can if you need that group support, make sure that you sign up for the next one that's coming up. We guarantee that you will land a client conversation in this process. And I love Uyi's on the call today. She just wrote the most amazing testimonial for us about the cohort. And she said something, I love who I have become, I think was the words that she used, because it helps so much to get out of your comfort zone and actually get out there and start building your business. Because more than anything else, I just want you to be successful. I want you to be successful so badly. All right. That's it for me, guys. I think I covered everything that I had on my list. Make sure if you are in Seattle that you let us know. If you have any, I think I got all of the questions. I'm glad this was helpful for you today. Cross fingers that we will be have our Shopify lesson next week, and it will be Zoom again because I'm traveling, and yeah, and it might just be Zoom forever from now on. I did not mention study hall. So study hall, the reason I didn't mention study hall is because I don't think we have a sales page for it yet. Do we? So right now, all of the people that are in study hall got it because it's a free bonus right now with the accelerator. The Acadian Study Hall is an opportunity for you to gather with other Acadian students. You get to all work together. How many times have you bought a course and just it collected dust on the shelf because you just never got around? Oh, we do. Okay, great. So you can sign up for a study hall. Study hall, it's $27 a month. You have up to 10 opportunities every week. and which is $40 in a month. You can actually get together with other Acadian students. Somebody said early in the call when I was having problems with Zoom about how it's nice to see everybody's faces. Well, this time, like now you actually get to know people. The same is true with the cohort. You really get to know people in the cohort because like that's what it's all about is working together. But the study hall too, if you're feeling isolated, if you feel like you really want to get together, if you want to be held accountable because you know how you will always cancel on yourself, but you won't cancel on other people. So if you really want to accountability, you want to get your feet to the fire. And Christina says, I can set a specific goal and really focus in the study hall. And Uyi says, study hall is amazing. I started the study hall last month at 25%, and this week I'm above 60%. It's amazing. I don't know what those percentages are. Is that percent complete of the gym? I'm not sure what those percentage are. And yes, and you make great friends. Like it's kind of the solution to everybody being scattered and everybody like just kind of doing it on their own. Guys get to join with each other and help each other. So study hall, we used to have study hall and as part of the cohort, and then we decided it was so valuable and people loved it so much, we decided to open it up to everybody. And now everybody who's in the accelerator gets it for free for the first 3 months. And wow, Stephanie says I finished more gym in the study hall than I did in a year in my own. And Lindsay Roberts says the support there is amazing. I agree about the support. Right on, guys. Right on. I'm so glad to hear it. All right. Well, with that, happy Valentine's Day. Oh my gosh, I forgot to wish everybody. I was so distracted by all the technical difficulties we had in the beginning. I forgot to wish you happy Valentine's Day. So I hope that if you have a special someone in your life that you get to spend some time with that person. If you are single and do not have a special person in your life, I just want you to know that you are still cared for and loved, especially if you're in this community. And that's it. You guys have a fantastic weekend. I can't wait to hear your success story.